The party which wins the upcoming January elections will know today what economic prospects it faces this year. That's our top story in our Barbados Today morning news update for Wednesday, January the 31st. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Thanks for joining us. The political party which forms the next government after upcoming January elections will know today what kind of economic issues it has to deal with this year. That's when Central Bank Governor Cliverston Haynes outlines the prospects for 2018 amidst concerns of declining levels of international reserves sinking into the danger zone and causing threats to the dollar. Elections are constitutionally due by the middle of this year. The Central Bank Governor will also review the island's economic performance for 2017 during his report on the final quarter. The People's Democratic Congress, meanwhile, has declared it will do anything to keep the opposition Barbados Labour Party from taking the reins of power in the next January elections, including forming a coalition with the incumbent Democratic Labour Party. Sounding very much like a campaigner for the DLP administration, PDC leader Mark Adamson charged that the BLP was responsible for leaving the country in a serious mess and therefore did not deserve another stint in office.
We need to, as a party and such, like we need to help engineer a particular political outcome in this country at the next elections. You want to see that. You want to make sure that there is a coalitional government to come about in this country, and that coalitional government must come about minus the Barbados Labour Party. Let me make that abundantly clear.
In other news now, Barbados is expected to start selling its sugar to neighboring countries for the first time this year. General Manager of the state-owned Barbados Agricultural Management Company, Leslie Paris, told Barbados Today they have been working towards this moment for some time now.
We have been moving towards being in a position to supply the entire island and to possibly export to the region. We have arrangements in place that, if successful, allow us to export to the region as well, because we're in a position now to satisfy the domestic market. We have two types of sugar, the A stripe, which is the high end, and then B stripe sugar, which is the lower range. So we're competing throughout the price ranges now.
Paris declined to disclose the identity of the regional countries which are expected to buy the Bajan commodity due to the delicate nature of the negotiations at this stage.
We don't want to tip our hand because of the regional competition. Okay. All this was done in anticipation of the possibility of, or rather, in terms of protecting Barbados from the dumping of sugar by other countries since the quotas, international quotas, fell away in October last year. Okay. So the Caribbean, if we did not take measures to protect ourselves, it would be a happy hunting ground for them because, of course, they would have the cheap labor and a lower cost of production.
The 2018 sugar crop is scheduled to begin early in March with output forecast for 12,000 tons of sugar, a 15% increase over last year's. In sports, Barbados Pride has started their regional Super 50 tournament on a winning note. Polished half-centuries from Kevin Stout and Roston Chase, as well as incisive bowling from pacers Miguel Cummins and Kemar Roach, propelled the Pride to a massive 171-run victory over the Trinidad and Tobago Red Force in their first round day-night Group A match at Kensington Oval last night.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Welcome back with news from the region now. Bermuda is about to impose a new tax aimed at raising revenue to upgrade its aging sewage system and avoid what city authorities say would be a catastrophic circumstance. The City of Hamilton, which manages and operates the system, said the Hamilton Sewerage Act 1917 will be amended to provide for a new sewerage tax ordinance that is critical for ensuring its viability. The amended act will permit the city to collect a sewerage tax applicable to all properties connected to the city's sewerage system, inclusive of those that fall outside of the municipal boundaries. In terms of what the actual bill for users of the system will look like, properties valued at $22,000 annual rental value will realize a maximum charge of $40 per annum, and a property valued at an ARV of $100,000 will see their per annum charge maximum at $200. The city warns that the social, economic, and environmental impacts of the worst-case scenario if the system isn't upgraded will be monumental, leading to hundreds of thousands of gallons of sewage in Hamilton Harbor and the island's shoreline, and complete sewage system failure of business, residential, hotel, school, and hospital facilities that connect to the city's system. In Jamaica, that country has recorded 10 murders in 2 days over the weekend across 4 parishes. 7 people were gunned down in August Town alone, with one resident saying some persons are afraid to go shopping, to work, or to school. TVJ's Shamal Michel reports.
Freshly shattered glass, a black hat stain with blood, and a woman grieving. All paint a grim picture of what took place at a bar in Hermitage, Augustown, Friday night. Residents say it happened about 9:30. Despite our news story on Friday about increased tension and fear because of recent shootings and criminal activities, TVJ News understands that persons were at a regular hangout spot when gunmen struck.
Gunmen went in and ordered the proprietor to hand over cash, which a struggle ensued, and shots were fired by those gunmen, which about 7 persons were shot. They were all taken to the hospital, where 4 of those persons succumbed to injury.
And on the international scene, Mark Salin, the 35-year-old actor who appeared in the TV show Glee, has been found dead near his Los Angeles home, just weeks before his sentencing on child pornography charges. His attorney, Michael Proctor, refused to comment on U.S. media reports that Salin had taken his own life. He did not immediately provide the cause of death. Salin, who played the Noah Parkerin character for 6 years, was arrested on suspicion of possessing child pornography by officers from a specialized cybercrime unit in December 2015. That's news and the sports, but for the very latest, visit our website at www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, or even like us on Facebook. We are also on Izomi Media in bus terminals, as well as screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also hear us on Mix 96.9 FM. I'm Emmanuel Joseph. Have a fantastic day.